So, what are some of the things that, some of the points, the types of hurts that people can go through in church? We have emotional hurt, we have betrayal, we have abuse,
Yeah.
we have, we have neglect as well. And not just speaking of the members, but sometimes even of the leaders themselves
Yeah,
who
the
actually
leaders,
experience that and actually go through that themselves as well. So, what are some of the ones? What's one that comes to the top of your mind when you mention church hurt?
You mentioned abuse. Abuse, that could be the umbrella for so many things that can fall under.
Yeah. Totally.
Abuse. You could have sexual abuse, which is like, one of the wrongest things any leaders can do to anybody in church. You have sexual abuse, or even even members to members,
Members
what I'm
to
saying.
members.
So then it's the leaders, members to members too. You have sexual abuse, you have mental abuse as well.
Yes.
You have believers who look down on each other.
Yes.
You have pastors who preach down on each other from the, who preach down to the members from the pulpit.
Indirectly preaching.
Indirect preaching. These are like mad abuses. These are cruel abuses, and people take time to recover from that. Because imagine a member, you look up to the pastor as as the mentor, as the leader. So imagine that man or that woman speaking down on you, and you know they're directing at you.
Yes.
So that can mess up your emotions. And then we spoke about the sexual abuse as well. Not just physical contact. It could be text messages.
Text messages too, that's sexual abuse.
That is bullying. That's sexual abuse and bullying as well, and intimidating as well.
Yes.
Oh, don't say nothing. If it comes out, no one's going to believe you anyway. It paralyzes many mentally, and many have gone through that, and they have chosen to keep quiet. And they've not gotten over it, and then years later it has come up.
Yeah.
Because that's how some they can't get into marriage happily.
Yeah.
They can't trust people in friendships. It's because of this type of abuse they've experienced in a place where it's supposed to be their house of God.
House of God, a safe place, a place for them to run to for safety, secure, to feel protected. But then they end up feeling the total opposite way. So you'll find that sometimes what they were actually running away from, they end up experiencing it at that place.
That's right.
Times 10.
That's right.
Which is it's totally sad, because then what that can do is it can actually make an individual fall away from the faith. It can make an individual totally give up. Totally give up and go back to what they knew. Go back to what they knew. Like, at least, okay, let me go back into the walk. But at least then, what you see is what you get. They tell you this is all I want from you. They tell you that they're not attracted to you. They just want to use you as a piece of meat. At least you know where you stand with them. Whereas you came to this place, the sanctuary, which is supposed to be a place of safety, a place of encouragement, a place that's designed to actually build you and to heal you. But rather, they hide behind the image that we call God. They hide behind the pulpit, behind the altar. They preach the same way, but women truly behind closed doors, they're just as bad, and if not sometimes even worse.
Even worse, of course, even worse.
Like you said, some of them will actually tell you to keep quiet. They will actually silence you and not want you to know, and then keep doing it. So, in situations like that, would the individual who's actually dishing out the hurt, dishing out the abuse, could it be that they also haven't healed from a certain situation? I mean, what would I don't think anyone just wakes up and just decides that I'm going to do this to this individual, I'm going to hurt this individual, I'm going to abuse or manipulate this particular individual. I mean, in a situation like that you just mentioned, what are some of the things that can actually cause someone to actually not just do that, but to keep on doing that? Is that person just as damaged? Could it be that something also happened to that person?
Do you know what? I think it can be both, Maybe that person also, maybe they suffered neglect when they were younger, maybe from their fathers, and, maybe they could also have been traumatized themselves, and then, okay, I'm going to take it out on the members when I'm in leadership position. Or it can also be, a lot of the times, a power trip. Like some people, they just love the idea of power, So sometimes it could be like nothing has happened to them, but it's just a wow, it's an opportunity now for them to be empowered. They're like, okay, then let me flex my muscles. Let me show how I can bully or how I can abuse. I mean, in a case of sexual abuse, for example, okay, you can say maybe if the person was womanized before or was into sexual addiction before, pornography or whatever. So now they're in that leadership position, but they've not healed.
Yes.
So then they can then take that the wrong way into okay, then let me pursue the woman in my church now. Oh, what a glorious opportunity! Anyway, I'm in that position, but you've not healed, and because they think that they're under this illusion that I'm serving God. God still approves of me because I'm in that position. God hasn't taken me out. These are the things they tell themselves.
Yeah.
They're not deep down is wrong, but the ego is because of the ego and the flesh is like, well, God is still using me anyway, so then I can do whatever I please. Because these are my members, and this and that, and that's how they begin to abuse their power. And you know, and just like with dictators, for example, when they abuse their power and it's time for them to be kicked out. Even when they're about to be kicked out, they are so oblivious. Look at most of the dictators, especially those they've had a sudden, it's because they refuse to be removed from power. Like, listen, they're coming to get you. No, I'm staying there. You know, the people still love me, and that's what happens to some church leaders at times. They think that, well, nobody can grasp on me. They are too scared. You know, I've got them under a spell. You know, and then they begin to lose it totally. You know, yeah, God, you must think that God is using you, but in reality, because you have not gone to Him with repentance yet, you know, God has left you. God could have left you. God could have given many warning, but He has left you. Maybe for the sake of the people, He could still be using you back. You and God one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly.
He has left because He wants you to come to a place of repentance, and everything we do, He has a consequence. Everything we do has a consequence.
So how much role do you think? How much of a role does tradition play in situations like that, where someone is doing something and they know within themselves it's wrong, or they refuse to stop, or they refuse to leave? How much role does tradition play into that?
I mean, tradition plays a big part into that. Okay, let's just take our African tradition, for example.
Yes.
We know our tradition is, you know, in the Afro-Caribbean culture, the elder is always right.
Yeah.
If you're younger, you're wrong. Even our parents, I mean, I don't know, as in whatever your mom, your uncle, or whoever, as when they told you, even when they've been wrong, you'll be like, well, no, I didn't do it. That's right. And oh, are you trying to say I'm lying? Well, you are lying. What do you mean I'm trying to say that you're lying? You're lying, though. I'm not trying to say that I'm wrong. I'm your dad, I'm your uncle, I can. What do you mean you can never be wrong? You're wrong.
Yeah.
And and some of them, they take that tradition into church.
Yeah.
Maybe because their fathers did it to them.
Yes.
So now they're in that position. Yo, the pastor is always wrong. I mean, sorry, the pastor is always right. You know, as your leader, I'm always right because you are accountable to me. I am always right.
And then cycle.
A continuing cycle. Yeah. And because especially if you're that culture, we also take it that way.
Yeah.
But you forget that this is kingdom culture. That's the purpose of being in church. And one thing, Patrick, we're not saying that church is the perfect place. We're not saying that.
No, we're not saying
the
that.
reason we go to church is because we know that we are not perfect.
We're not perfect.
But just like you said, if you encounter that behavior in church, that's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, it's extremely off-putting. In the same way, like an educational institution is not perfect. You don't step into a school and everyone just smart. No, you go there to learn, to improve every day. Even the lecturers, the teachers, and the tutors, they learn every day. They even go and apply for other courses in order to grow and develop and gain new information so that they can bring it back to that institution and make a positive contribution. So we're always learning, we're always growing regardless. And it's the same thing with this institution that we call the church, the body of Christ. It's for us to grow. However, there are things that just shouldn't be happening.
Right.
That shouldn't be happening at all. So like you said, like as we speak now, me versus me, like the main focal point is still self. We're still dealing with self. So I know there's people out there that have gone through hurt, they've gone through traumatic experiences within the church, but the key point is to always focus on yourself. It may not be your fault. Certain things may have been things that you participated in willingly, that you even instigated.
You didn't think it could explode in a way, and you couldn't handle it.
A certain thing was just really not your fault at all. Until you was oblivious to what was happening. A certain thing you didn't even realize had happened. Until
that's true.
Years after. But at the time when it was happening, you may not have known. So sometimes, and that can be very dangerous because what happens is that damage continues to just grow, and you're deteriorating from within yourself without actually knowing it. So the main focal point is always self. I'm not saying to blame yourself, but one of the worst thing you can do is actually blame yourself and say, okay, was it me? Was it something that I did? Was it something that I said? Was it the way I dressed? Was it the way I was speaking to her? The way I was looking at her? Yeah? Never blame yourself, but always be accountable. Yeah? By that, I mean that, you need to prioritize yourself. Yeah? Yes, I've been hurt. It wasn't my fault. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to point the finger on anyone. I've recognized it's my duty, it's my responsibility to recognize that something is wrong with me. In the same way, if you have the flu, if you have any kind of symptom or infection, you need to self-examine yourself every day and recognize that, you know what, I'm feeling lightheaded today. for recognizing that there's something wrong with you. Yeah, you're accountable to go and do something about that. Yeah, you're accountable to follow up once you get that solution, once you get that subscription. It's not going to happen overnight. The change is not going to happen overnight. And sometimes people get caught off in the process that they have to go through once they know the actual process.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally normal for people to just want things to be over and done with, totally for the hurt to stop immediately because they've been suffering with it for so long. Yeah. But there's a process that you need to go through. Yeah. And the process is not there just to frustrate you. It's actually there to improve you, to grow you, for you to develop. It's a training process. And once you stick to it, once you apply these principles of consistency, you will prevail and you will come out the other end better than you were. And like I always stress, like there are other people who are watching you because certain people are suffering in silence. They think that an individual's going out there. So by you overcoming that, they know that, oh, there's actually a way out of the situation because Sister A has done this, Brother B has done this also. They've overcome that too. You know, but speak out on these situations. It's not easy. And it's not for everyone. There are some people like know who you can speak to, but always know who not to speak to. Protect what you carry. Protect your pain. I know that sounds strange. I'm not saying embrace the pain and let the pain grow, but protect that hurt that you're going through because within that hurt there's something special that's behind it.
That's right.
So you need to protect that and know who to speak to, and especially know who not to speak to. Because some people will just take that, capitalize off that, and use that to slander you, and use that to label you, to place a garment of pain on you. They will lay that to you. Okay, pain. Okay, that's Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Her. Oh yeah, she's the one that. Remember the one I told you about was perfect. That's her. Elizabeth. Okay, well, okay. You want to hook Elizabeth up with brother? Nah, man. You don't want to hook up with brother because no. So know who to speak to you and follow through. It's a daily step. Take things one step at a time. You'll get there eventually. Okay. Now, so we touched on that, and one thing that I want to touch on as well is manipulation. So that can lead to hurt as well, in terms of like when people are manipulated, which is still abuse. Because abuse is an abbreviation for abnormal use. It's still abuse, and it's really. Some people say it can be considered witchcraft, whereas I say it is witchcraft. So when you are manipulating any situation and abusing someone in order for you to get what you want from the person, that's sort of manipulation, and that can lead to a lot of hurt. And these are things that have actually happened within, sadly, it's happening within the body of Christ. So what are your thoughts on some of those things?
I mean, manipulation is witchcraft, isn't it? Let me just cut straight to the chase. Manipulation is witchcraft because what's the opposite of witchcraft? Is to cunningly, destroy somebody, cunningly attack somebody, cunningly destroy somebody to take whatever you've intended to take from them. That is witchcraft. So that is manipulation. So if I'm manipulating you, I'm trying to get something from you, but I don't want you to know that that's what I'm trying to do, and that is witchcraft. Unseen attack, behind the scenes attack, and then boom, by the time it's struck, it's like, oh my God, what's happened? And that's what it is. Manipulation. I think manipulation is a worse thing. Is the worst thing to go on in the body of Christ, and it goes on in so many churches. Again, that's why some people they be manipulated. They can't speak out when they've seen certain things, have heard certain things. They cannot speak out, and sometimes this manipulation, let's say for example, someone is being abused, and then I see it and I know it, but then the leader knows that I know it. And they'll tell me, Herman, don't say nothing. Remember your position in the church. I can expose you. I can destroy your character. See, that can affect me. Because what I've seen. So that means two of us are affected. The victim of whoever is being attacked, and me, the witness. I'm being manipulated. Though nothing has happened to me like them, but mentally, I've been warned. So I've been bullied. I've been manipulated. So even though it's like, I have no part to play in it, but I've been warned now in a manipulative way that, listen, if you do this to save the victim, basically don't save the victim. Keep it quiet. And this is coming from leaders. I know people will say, well, no leaders are perfect. Yeah, of course, we church leaders, you are not perfect, but God holds us to a high standard. That's what the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. It's as simple as that, God expected highly from Moses, than the rest of them. He had the expectation of Paul, of Peter, of Joshua when he raised him, or whoever. God has high expectation because he said, listen, I've qualified you for the position, so I'm expecting a certain standard of behavior. Paul spoke about it. We're going to be held accountable to us because hey, He has put people under us. He has given us responsibilities. So you can't say, well, leaders are not perfect. We know that leaders are humans. They are going to make mistakes. They are going to fall. But when you go intentionally out of your way, when you go out of it to manipulate, when you go out of it to make sure that let me be a control freak. I want to control everything, because boy, I don't want I don't want these people to ever expose me. Let them be under my spell. That is witchcraft, and I mean, I can go flow through 100% when you're operating in that kind of spirit. So people will not get the best of what God has for them under you. You must think He's used you, but they will not get the fullness because now your character has become flawed. It can happen once, twice, you repent, oh Lord. The Holy Spirit will listen, don't do this again. You're a leader. But we all know that many of them who go out of their way to do it, like, this has become them.
Yeah.
It's become them.
From the character.
It's become them. Yeah, they don't care. It's become them. And they have a very good way of pretending on the outside to be a nice character, but only those that around them, only those in the congregation will know that whoa, these guys, they're something else. So yeah.
The something that you mentioned there, you mentioned like if you knew that there's a form of abuse that's taking place, whether it's from, let's say, from the leader, and then the leader finds out that you know, and he tells you not to do anything. So, in a situation like that, by you not saying anything, are you indirectly contributing to the abuse of that person?
Yes.
The fact that you're witnessing it, but you're choosing not to say anything.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if I'm an experienced leader, I know that I should know better because anything that goes on that is out of line, it needs to be exposed.
Yeah.
No matter the backlash you're gonna face, who cares about if it means even if it means that they're gonna expel you from the church? So what? At least you went out fighting.
Yeah.
At least you went out standing for your principles. So these are the things that are very very important. I know at times it's scary. When it happens to people, oh my God, I don't want to say it because sometimes you are so in that you think that whatever the leader is saying is true. They'll even threaten you. Some of them they'll say, "I'll speak words over you.
Yeah.
I'll stop your destiny. I'll stop your this. I'll stop your that." So you feel threatened, but when you truly know who you are, for them to even threaten you, you should know that there's intimidation there.
Yeah.
This guy's actually intimidated. This guy's actually scared. So it's very hard to clock these things, but end of the day, you should know what is right, and that's the point of us doing this series. Because at least now we can speak to people like, look, these are the signs that you can look out for.
Yeah.
Because if somebody's going for that situation, they will not wait and be like, okay, let me be loyal for the sake of being loyal. No, this is not loyalty. Like this is, there's a difference between like loyalty and just like blindness.
Yeah.
Loyalty and blindness, and then when you choose to be blind, that's it's no longer loyalty. It becomes stupidity at one stage.
Being loyal is a good quality, but then it's about what you are loyal to. Yeah. If you're loyal to a perverted system, then that's totally wrong. Because I mean, there are criminals who are loyal. There are serial killers who are loyal to whatever their cause is. So within the body of Christ, yes, loyalty, but it has to be connected to truth.
Yeah.
It has to be connected to truth. It can't be connected to a. It shouldn't be connected to a dead system.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be connected to a stagnant system. It shouldn't be connected to a perverse system above all. Not at all. So, I mean, we say this thing, we've seen some of these things, we've heard some of these things, we've experienced some of these things ourselves. But yet, whenever we speak about it, I still can't get my mind around it as to like how these people actually think. Are they actually aware of some of these things that they're doing when they're going through it? And not to offend anyone, it's all about when people are being affected by the silence. Yeah, like I don't understand the silence. So not just in church, but even like within relationships, abusive relationships, whether it be at work, whether it be between two partners, like the silence. That's why I've always wanted to understand the silence. Like when they keep silence, like what makes them close up, what makes them freeze, and because one thing I always say, whatever you tolerate, you generate. So toleration is basically like continuously watering a plant, like a seed of hurt, of damage, of abuse has been planted in you. And tolerance, what tolerance does is come back, checks up on it, it comes back and makes sure that it's getting enough sunlight, it's watering it, and giving it all the nutrition that it needs in order to grow. So that's what tolerance does, and that's why I really, really, really want want to tackle. I want to tackle the silence. Yeah. The silence. The silent victims. The silence that the victims actually go through. It. I mean, I'm not in that position, so I can't really speak for them. All I can do is maybe just encourage them to speak out and actually try to explain what's actually going through their minds. What's the thought process? Could it be that they have been in that situation prior to that? Because certain people can only relate to certain situations. Certain people can only operate in certain types of relationships, in certain types of institutions. So the more dysfunctional it is, the more they can relate to it, even though they know that it's wrong. But that's all that they've known really. So it's all about the root of issues. That's how I look at it. So would you say it's more spiritual or more mentality or both?
No, it's both, you know, it's both, especially in church environments, you know, it's both, you know, it's both. And I mean, even if some people keep silent, sometimes it's embarrassment as well.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't want this to come out about them. They don't want the victims, and they don't want them, you know, to be known that, oh, this is the one that's been abused. You know, sometimes it's just embarrassment, but they need to see beyond that. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. You know, that's a lot of them, they keep silent, you know, because they just don't want the hustle. They don't want the hustle that comes with it, you know. But you should still go for healing. Even if you've been a silent victim, the most important thing is that go for your healing, you know. Because yeah, that silence is it's dangerous. Unfortunately, it's dangerous, you know. So like you can't keep silent. I know you're worried about your reputation or whatever they're gonna say. No, you as a victim, God will take care of you. God will take care of you. Forget about who said that. Well, you encouraged me, you did this, you did that. It doesn't matter. You know, you have to speak out because it can damage you later on. You know.
I always believe that the first step is always truth, always not truth. So being truthful to yourself first, yeah, then being truthful regarding the situation, and then I believe once those two steps are taken, you'll find a solution. It might be hard, it might even be intimidating, you might even have doubt and think, okay, can I really come out of this? And the fact that you're embarrassed and concerned about your reputation, that in itself shows that you already had an issue
Yeah.
prior to entering this particular situation, which led to your hurt, which led to your abuse. So the fact that you're so concerned about your reputation and so concerned about what others are going to say about you, that means that there's a question mark on your own identity, on you knowing who you are. Because if you know who you are, you will recognize immediately that, okay, what I did here is not me, it's not my character. It's wrong of me to do this, therefore I am coming out. I do not care what other people say about me. I know who I am. Everyone's gonna have an opinion. And people look at me all the time and they always think I'm Jamaican, they always think I'm from the Caribbean, West Indies, all the time. So does that necessarily mean that I need to walk around with a Zara flag on me, Zara t-shirt? No, people are gonna think what they're gonna think.
Of course,
You can do the right thing. You could be a bright student, get the highest marks in the test. People are always gonna have something to say. You could live a negative lifestyle, people have something to say. You could be a positive role model in your community, in your nation. People will have something to say. So when we say our reputation, really and truly, I mean, is your reputation in your own hands or in the hands of other people?
Exactly.
That's what we need to ask ourselves. In whose hands is your reputation? If you are embarrassed and you want to protect your reputation because you're so concerned about what others will say, that clearly shows that your reputation is not in your hands, but it's in the opinions of other people. They validate you. They say who you are. When they praise you, you feel okay. When they don't praise you, and they don't pay no attention to you, you start having withdrawal symptoms. That in itself shows that the problems have always been with you first. And these predators out there, they can smell people who are broken. They're like a magnet that's attracted to them. They're like a magnet that's attracted to them. They'll be intimidated by someone who knows who they are. They probably won't even want to come around them. But the moment they see that, okay, this person has a weakness, they come straight away. It's almost like they smell it. So the predator itself, he's damaged. You are also damaged. You're the prey, and you're damaged also. So the damage doesn't necessarily start once you get in that situation, but it always starts with self. That's why it's always so important to check self, focus on self. Okay, what are my issues? What is it that made me keep silent when I was going through this, knowing that it's wrong? knowing that if someone else came and told me they were going through this, I would have a lot to say.
Yeah.
But when it's me going through the situation, I was silent, I tolerated it, and I allowed it to keep on going. I had people around me that would have helped, but yet I didn't go to anyone, I didn't speak to anyone. So, I mean, the reason why it's so important to come out of that situation is, like I always stress, in the fact that there's other people who actually want solutions. There's people who really don't know where to go. There's people who actually don't know who to speak to. They don't know who to speak to. But for those people who know where to go and know who to speak to, but they're not doing it, please, I would just encourage you to just bite the bullet and go through it. Yeah, just know that your reputation is in your own hands. It's in your own hands. And if you do some soul searching and you know who you are, you know your identity, you will figure out what to do. And you will do it. But you know who you are. Yeah. So it's all about knowing self, and that's why me versus me is so important. So we're gonna speak next time regarding financial hurts, regarding the body of Christ, regarding the church. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this message. We hope that our main aim is to stir people up.
That's right.
You know,
That's
for you
right.
to break out of that box, break out of that cage, break out of those chains, break out those ropes, break out of those mentalities, break out of those corrupted systems that's captivating your mind in a negative way. To break out of them, break out, and to speak out. In order for you to have that breakthrough, in order for you to put people, I mean, there's people that some of you guys are literally like a walking book, a walking book. For someone's lost hope. Some of you guys, that's why it's so important for you guys to speak out, and even for the guys who are inflicting this hurt on people, speak out. Why are you doing this kind of things? Be honest with yourself. If there's counseling that you need to get, there's someone you need to speak to, go there and speak and say that, look, this is what I'm doing to people. I know that it's wrong, but for some reason, I can't stop doing this to people. I can't stop doing this. Speak out. So it's not an attack on anyone. It's not about calling people out. It's not about indirectly taking jabs at other people. No, this is simply to say that right is right, wrong is wrong here. We start with truth. That's our foundation. The truth will deal with the root issues. Be true to yourself, be true to the situation, and be true when you're walking in that direction in order for you to get your progress and deliverance. Yeah. So we're glad that you're here to tune into this video. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care. God bless. God bless.